We're going to get to our friends at 5 in a moment. First, I want to talk more about the breaking news out of Washington, D.C., and that is the removal of Kevin McCarthy as the Speaker of the House and how South Carolina's delegation has voted.
You know, there were threats to do this throughout the week, and then all of a sudden we saw, just as you saw, CBS News break in and say they were taking a vote, and in fact, the vote passed. It was Matt Gaetz who filed the motion to oust the Speaker, McCarthy.
As far as South Carolina's delegation is concerned, 7 members in the U.S. House, 7 congressmen in South Carolina. We know Nancy Mace in the 1st District, Republican, voted to oust Kevin McCarthy today. Jim Clyburn, a Democrat, voting with all the Democrats to oust him as well. And also there's Nancy Mace right now outside our nation's capital. Is this live?
Yeah, let's see if we can listen into what she's saying.
Is this live right now?
Okay, unfortunately it doesn't have audio, but obviously this is a historic moment, the first time that this has been happened where the House has voted, and they did in fact have enough votes to oust House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Let's listen in to what Representative Mace has to say.
And as a woman who has been fighting my party on this issue, to be made promises that we're going to work to get women greater access to birth control, and we don't do it, and now we're 10 months in and we don't have time to do it, or as a survivor of rape, and I worked all year on a rape kit bill that hasn't seen the time of day, I cannot tell you how frustrating that is as a woman in this conference, in this Capitol, to have that happen. Like, if you make a promise, you should keep it. And if you promise women you're going to help them, then you damn well better do it. So as a fiscal conservative, I'm angry. As a woman, I am deeply frustrated. And I just, you know, that is the consequence of that behavior. And I want the American people to trust the Speaker. When the Speaker makes a promise to either side of the aisle, they ought to keep it. So for me, it's not left versus right, because the Speaker told Democrats one thing and Republicans another.
That's our District 1 Speaker, Nancy Mace from the Low Country. I've had a chance to interview her on several different occasions, and I'll tell you what she was talking about that rape kit bill. That is something that she put forward to address the backlog of rape kits in our country. There is a backlog to the tune of thousands. She put forth legislation to make sure that those kits get tested. That's what she's talking about. But again, she joined in voting against House Speaker McCarthy, and you can see she's very passionate about it as well.
She said this isn't the left versus right. This is about trust and keeping your word. This is about making Congress do its job. Again, we have 7 members of Congress. Nancy Mace, the one Republican we know that voted against McCarthy today. Jim Clyburn, the Democrat from the 6th District, he voted against McCarthy today. But we know 5th District Congressman Ralph Norman said today was not today to make a change. So Ralph Norman voted to retain McCarthy as Speaker of the House.
All right, so that's where we stand. That is the update. Of course, as you heard CBS News evening anchor Norah O'Donnell say, they are going to have a lot more on this tonight at 6:30. But again, a historic moment as the House Speaker was voted out of his position, with members of his party joining in that vote, including our own 1st District Congresswoman Nancy Mace.
And of course, we're working to get more details, and as we get them, we'll pass them along to you both on air and online at WLTX.com.
All right.